My name is Kristin Baumgartner, and I joined the project Refugee Voices, I think, in February 2019. And my title is for the project Content Manager and Archival Researcher. So I listen and read the transcripts, and I edit them prior to publication on the website. And that contains the simple stuff is if a word is missing or there are spelling mistakes. But I also check on the German, as I'm a German native speaker, because some of the interviews contain quite a bit of German. And some of the corrections are not linguistically alone. You also need the historical background and the cultural background to make a sense of some of the things. I do not add or take anything out, but sometimes I add a little note if it's something very interesting or just to clarify. I know the history, of course. Actually, I think I know quite a bit about it, but I don't think I had actually listened to accounts of refugees, people who remember growing up in Germany, who remember the Pogromnacht, who remember leaving one life, being uprooted, coming to the UK. And, I guess because I am German makes me sad in a different way than the average listener or reader. It makes me think quite a bit more about it and in a deeper way. And I know a lot about it, but hearing it from an eyewitness is always much stronger. It's very strong. I know the historical facts, but when you hear it from somebody who lived through it, it leaves a different... I know it's true, but it makes it even truer, so to say. That's it. It's a very strong testimony. It's very good to see it because it will last once time moves on. So sometimes I work when my children are in bed. And in the beginning, the first couple of interviews, I didn't check the biographical details beforehand. I just thought, let's see what's coming. And one interview, it was not particularly sad. It was actually a very good interview. She was a fantastic storyteller. But she describes how she leaves Berlin at Bahnhof Friedrichstraße. And she said goodbye to her parents and her nanny. And then I think maybe the train hadn't left, but the parents ran downstairs to take the overground to Bahnhof Zoo because the train would come through and the parents would be able to wave one more time. And I just couldn't get it out of my head. I know Berlin really well, and I went to bed and I just could not forget it. So that stayed with me. She's one of my favorite interviewees, but also it changed the way I work now, because if I know I work in the evening, I check the biographical details, and if I see this is something that will make me even think more about the person, then I do it the next morning and, let's say, work on the glossary or something a bit more easygoing maybe. So because time is moving on, and at some point there will be no people who remember how it was to be a refugee coming here. This is the second best you have, if that's a way to put it. You can show it to younger people, you can go to schools, but also just to have something that stays on, so that it's not just because the person is gone, the story is gone. It's very important. And I don't know if you also go to Germany and if you can use it there in schools, would be maybe a good way, because really the personal stories, I wouldn't say you can relate to it, but it affects you because you were a child or you were a parent, and Or, they were children in Germany, let's say, and the first day in school, very often you see the photos with a sugar cone or whatever they call it. It's something a child in Germany would also have had, so they can make the connection. It's something that could have happened to you, kind of.